Hello, dear friends, and welcome back to the JISH Learn English podcast. I am Shaylin. I want to ask you a very honest question today. You have studied English for many years, maybe in school, maybe through online courses, maybe by watching videos. You know grammar rules, you know vocabulary, you can even read articles or understand subtitles. And yet, when the moment comes to speak, when someone looks at you and asks a question, you freeze. Your mind goes blank. The words do not come out. Does this sound familiar? If it does, I want you to know this is not only your struggle. Millions of learners around the world feel the same. You are not lazy. You are not failing. The truth is, there are very clear reasons why this happens, and once you understand them, you can begin to change the way you practice. So today, we are going to talk about this important question. Why do you study English for years, but still struggle to speak it? I will share with you the 3 biggest reasons I have seen again and again in my students. I will also give you practical solutions for each one. And finally, at the end of this episode, I will give you one very simple, very small daily habit that can unlock your speaking ability. The first reason is that most learners spend years learning English silently. Think about your experience. In school, maybe you read textbooks, you memorized lists of words, you answered written grammar exercises, you listened to teachers, but you rarely spoke more than a sentence or two. Even in online study, many courses focus on input, listening, reading, writing, but not output, speaking. It's like preparing for a marathon by only watching other people run. You learn the rules, you know the theory, but your own muscles never move. Speaking is a physical act. Your mouth, tongue, and breath must learn to work together. But if you study silently for years, your brain may know English, but your mouth has never practiced saying it. This is why you may feel shocked when you try to speak. Your thoughts are full of words, but your mouth feels heavy. It's like having a library in your brain, but the doors are locked. The second reason is fear. Fear is powerful. Even when you know the words, fear creates a wall between your brain and your mouth. You want to say something, but then you think, what if I make a mistake? What if people laugh? What if my pronunciation is bad? And by the time you ask these questions, the moment has already passed. I remember learning another language myself. A native speaker asked me a simple question. I knew the answer in my head, but my heart was racing. I felt embarrassed. And instead of speaking, I just smiled and stayed silent. That moment of silence, many of you know it very well. Fear does not mean you are weak. It means you care. You care about how others see you. But here's the truth. Most people are not judging you. They're simply happy that you are trying to speak their language. The mistake is not speaking wrongly. The mistake is letting fear stop you from speaking at all. The third reason is perfectionism. Perfectionism is the belief that you must speak perfectly before you can speak at all. Many learners wait and wait. They think, I will start speaking when my grammar is correct, when my pronunciation is perfect, when I sound like a native. But if you wait for perfection, you never begin. I once had a student who knew thousands of words. He could write beautiful essays. But in class, he was almost silent. When I asked him why, he said, "Because every time I want to speak, I first check my grammar in my head, then I check the vocabulary, then I check if it sounds natural. By the time I finish checking, the conversation has already moved on." Language is not mathematics. There is no one perfect answer. Language is about connection. Even if your sentence is simple, even if it is not perfect, if the other person understands you, you have succeeded. For example, perfect version, yesterday I went to the park with my cousin and we played football together. Learner version, yesterday I go park with cousin, play football. Is it perfect? No. But does it communicate the meaning? Yes. And communication is the real goal. Now that we understand the reasons, let us talk about solutions. Practice speaking out loud, even alone. 1. Talk to yourself in English. Describe what you are doing. I am making tea. I am cutting vegetables. I am going to the shop. At first, it feels strange, but this simple act unlocks your mouth. It trains your tongue. It builds confidence. 2. Accept mistakes as part of learning. Remember, children make mistakes all the time when learning their first language, and no one laughs. They simply grow. Treat your mistakes as signs of progress, not failure. 3. Focus on connection, not perfection. When you speak, ask yourself, did the other person understand me? If yes, then you have succeeded. Grammar will improve naturally with practice, but communication must come first. 4. Balance input and output. Reading and listening are important, but for every hour you spend with input, try to spend at least 15 minutes with output, speaking or writing. It will balance your skills. Now, let me share with you one daily habit that can truly change your speaking ability. Every day, for just 5 minutes, speak English out loud without worrying about mistakes. Talk to yourself about your day. Describe your surroundings. Imagine a conversation and answer it. Why is this so powerful? It removes fear because no one is listening. It breaks perfectionism because you focus on speaking, not on being correct. It turns silent knowledge into active skill. If you do this every single day, your speaking will improve faster than years of silent study. My dear friends, you have studied English for years. You already carry the knowledge inside you. The reason you cannot speak is not because you are weak or untalented. It is because of silent learning, fear, and perfectionism. But the door is open. With small daily steps, you can walk through it. So remember, speak, even when you are alone. Make mistakes and be proud of them. Focus on connection, not perfection. And keep practicing, one day at a time. Thank you for joining me today on the JISH Learn English podcast. Keep going, keep speaking, and keep believing in yourself. See you all in the next episode. Take care. Bye-bye.